1.3 Good classroom management skills. A great educator has good classroom management skills. Great teachers or trainers can positively influence student behavior, create effective study, and work routines by commanding a professional level of respect from students or trainees in the teaching and learning environment. Many of us can relate to being a student or trainee in a class. We all have our favorite teachers, trainers or tutors for one reason or another, and we remember others for maybe not so good reasons. The hours of preparation before class, the planning, taking attendance, engaging the audience, taking questions, asking questions, differentiating between student knowledge levels, monitoring behavior for disciplinary issues, interruptions for arbitrary reasons, making sure students are understanding the task at hand, keeping track of time, staying on schedule, then marking assignments and exams after class, counseling and advising students or trainees, possibly doing extra classes, then starting all over again to prepare for the next day, making sure all the materials, notes, handouts are ready like magic elves came and did it overnight. If there is such a thing as multitasking, teachers, trainers, tutors, homeschoolers do it. Managing a class or a student requires being prepared, having a certain amount of structure and strategies that can provide solutions when required. Interruptions of any sort will disrupt the teaching or training process, which in turn interferes with or entirely stops the learning process. A great teacher or trainer has effective disciplinary skills and can promote positive behaviors as well as change values and attitudes by modeling the correct behaviors. Develop age and culturally appropriate rules for your classes or training sessions. Choose whether to address your students or trainees that break the agreed-upon rules in private or publicly depending on the situation and context. Before embarking on any training session or lesson with a new set of trainees or students, you should always clarify the rules for that session or class. For example, asking adults to put their mobile phones on silent while in session and asking younger students not to eat in class, to put your mobile in a locker, not to talk in class, not bring toys to class, etc. You need to create a set of rules, create a consensus that teacher and students agree over how warnings and the appropriate disciplinary action will follow. Try to make disciplinary actions positive where possible, extra homework, staying after class to clean the whiteboard, doing extra reading, writing on a particular topic, or doing some humanitarian work, etc. Be careful what sorts of actions you agree upon, as the form of punishment might be the desired outcome from students or trainees that want to act out. Try to consider what is the culturally appropriate reaction for the situation you are in. Try not to take offenses too personally, as there could be a plethora of reasons for the cause of the inappropriate behavior. Deeper issues might be the source of the behavioral issues you are facing, so approach with caution before making a decision. Try not to become angry and shout at the student. Once students or trainees or your class knows how to trigger your emotions, they control the class. Don't lose your sense of humor. Think carefully and quickly, then act. Some behavioral issues could run deeper and might require support from a counselor and/or a meeting with a parent or legal guardian. Be fair, be kind, be firm, be friendly, but may I suggest you maintain a professional relationship with your students or trainees within the professional boundaries of the educational environment you are in. You never know who's watching, listening or recording. That alone is a good reason to stay focused on your tasks. Some basic ground rules to cherry-pick from when teaching young students still in school. 1. Come to class prepared to learn. Check your timetable, bring all your books, stationery, etc., as well as having the right frame of mind so you can learn without being distracted. 2. Always try to be on time. It is very disrespectful to both the educator and the class if you are late and disrupt teaching and learning. 3. Pay attention, especially when the teacher or trainer is presenting. Ask questions if you don't understand certain parts of the lesson. Follow directions carefully as well, especially when you have to participate in group work, games or activities. Ask questions if you are not sure or do not understand what is being taught or instructed. 4. Make sure you are wearing the correct school uniform as prescribed by the institution or school you're attending. Some schools prescribe students to wear their uniforms when they are learning online. 5. Respect all students and your teacher, trainer or educator. Do not hurt anyone or touch anyone inappropriately. If someone does this to you, tell your teacher and or parents straight away. 6. Do not litter or make a mess in class. Whether eating if allowed, cutting paper, or leaving trash behind in your classroom, it's your responsibility to clean up and put your waste in the bin. 7. Do not unnecessarily interrupt or distract others in class. Don't speak to others while the educator is presenting or make a noise or have a mobile phone on full volume. 8. Complete all assignments, activities and projects in class and any homework in the allotted time after class. 9. Practice being kind, respectful and thankful to students and educators. The educator is key in modeling the correct behavior, values and attitudes to students. 10. No food allowed in class during lessons, if at all. Breaks and lunchtime is for eating. Water can be an exception when appropriate. 11. No sleeping in class. How can you learn if you are sleeping? The classroom is an inappropriate place for sleeping. Students need to get enough sleep when they are not in class. 12. Be an active participant in class. You will develop more skills and learn more from other students. Peer-to-peer learning. 13. Respect other students and the educator's belongings. If you do not have permission to use them, you should not use them. 14. Do not cheat in exams or any other circumstances. Your character and values will be questioned. 15. Do not lie to the educator or fellow students. People will not trust what you say or value your opinions. 16. Do not insult the educator or other fellow students. Try to resolve situations amicably instead of resorting to insults, name-calling or fighting. 17. Follow all the other school rules not mentioned so far. The rules are supposed to develop positive attitudes and the correct values. 18. Always try to do your best, never give up and stay positive when you face challenges. A few more ground rules for when you are teaching or training adults. 1. Mobile phones must be on silent so that the class is not interrupted continuously. Adults have responsibilities that cannot be ignored, so allowing mobile phones in class is something that requires responsibility from the participants. Always remind students or trainees to put the mobile phones on silent, not vibrate. Communicate a protocol that allows the trainee receiving the call to leave the room with minimum interruption. The added responsibility of having a mobile phone is that trainees should not be looking at their social media accounts, doing their banking or typing emails. 2. Trainees must also be given a protocol for asking and answering questions. Trainees shouldn't talk over each other or have discussions amongst themselves while training is going on. The educator should not let discussions or debates be dominated by one or just a few trainees. One person should talk at any one time, either the educator or trainees. Facilitate communication when necessary. Try to include as many trainees in the discussions, demonstrations or group activities as possible. 3. In some discussions confidential information could be disclosed. Remind the trainees that this confidentiality must be preserved and cannot be communicated to anyone else. 4. Stay on topic. Discussions can go off topic, and though they may be interesting to some trainees, other trainees will be bored and or get frustrated. Stay on task or you might run out of time. 5. Before starting your training, discuss the schedule so that everyone is clear about when and how long breaks will be. Do not encourage time wasting by waiting for a few late trainees to return. 6. Trainees or students should respect each other's opinions, and flawed contributions should be constructively and positively corrected by either a trainee or the trainer. Overly aggressive criticisms or even insults must be diplomatically shut down, and respect for others should be re-emphasized. 7. Maintain a professional relationship with your trainees or students at all times with special regards to gifting, intimacy and socializing. 8. If you are educating adults or especially young adults that are at an educational institution or a technical institution where the course length is long enough to develop knowledge, skills, attitudes and values that can be developed while training or teaching the prescribed content, you might want to encourage a culture of autonomy. A student or trainee learns how to learn independently, following a learning path, self-assessing their progress, and is given choices by the educator that instills a sense of self-confidence in taking responsibility for their learning, coming up with new strategies for improving their learning and being accountable for their choices. This is not as much a rule but more a responsibility of the educator to help trainees and students to reach their full potential by becoming lifelong learners themselves. Most of these rules can be applied to online tutoring or teaching. 10.5 Online classroom management has more related points on online classroom management. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for watching this video.